What's cracking, peeps? Your boy T-Money up in the hazy. Happy Friday afternoon. It's been a long week. So happy to be home. I got out of work a little early today. So I'm stoked for that. And even better, we got a big package from Diabolikdvd that arrived. So I rescued it from the cold. Let's dig in. Oh, it's been such a long week. I'm so happy that it's over. I'm gonna go see Us tonight with a few friends, so excited for that. Heard some good things. Alright, so this is a box of goodness from the fine folks over at Diabolikdvd. Alright, so let's see what to do first. Alright, awesome. So we're going to start off with a great film. I wouldn't say great, but I had a lot of fun with it. I loved it. The Greasy Strangler. This movie, the dialogue in this movie was just fucking hilarious. I thought it was so good. Sorry about the glare. But yeah, I kind of was debating whether or not I should pick this up because I did grab the other Blu-ray. That was a BDR, so I'll probably just sell that, hawk that on eBay. And yeah, because I heard that the disc in this release is actual disc and not a BDR. Not that it really matters, I guess. I love how the disc is pink too. That rocks. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. And this is, it's a FilmRise. I guess FilmRise is no longer doing Blu-ray on-demand releases, or so I heard. But if you guys haven't seen this movie, it's a lot of fun. New Age slasher movie. It's just, the grandpa is fucking hilarious, man. It says, this Los Angeles set tale follows Ronnie, a man who runs a disco walking tour along with his browbeaten son, Browbeaten. When a sexy, alluring woman comes to take the tour, it begins a competition between father and son for her attentions. It also signals the appearance of an oily, slimy, inhumane maniac, soon dubbed the Greasy Strangler, who stalks the streets at night and strangles the innocent. It's been a while since I've seen this, but I remember laughing hysterically. And when I say a while, the movie's only been out for like 2 years, but I grabbed it, the BDR release when it first came out and watched it, and I was laughing so hard throughout the film. So I'm happy to have that, and I will be selling my BDR if anybody wants it. It's probably the exact same, so it's released by FilmRise as well. All right, next up we have a new one from Kino Lorber, a new Chucky Bronson film. Well, not, you know what I mean. It's a new release starring Charles Bronson. We have Rider on the Rain, and this is due to be out, I think, next month, so it's a little early, but it's a 1970 suspense thriller, I think, starring Charles Bronson. I've never seen it before. You do have some reversible cover artwork, which I actually really dig. So that's the artwork that comes with the movie, or I mean, that's featured, and then this is the reversible, which is badass. Check that out. Bam! I like how when it focuses, it kind of goes. It did it when I first did it, but anyways, awesome. From Rene Clement, the legendary director of Forbidden Games, comes this stylish thriller starring screen legend Charles Bronson. When a beautiful young woman is in the south of France is stalked and then assaulted by a mysterious masked assailant, she kills the man in self-defense, and in a moment of misjudgment, she dumps his corpse over a cliff into the sea instead of calling the police. Trying to return to her life before the attack, her world is turned upside down when an American investigator, Bronson, shows up, and to her horror seems to know everything about what she has done. Rider on the Rain showcases fine performances both from Bronson, whose mix of sympathy and aggression perfectly defines his character, and Jobert, who gains audience empathy with her touch of sexuality mixed with an innate, almost childlike innocence. Featuring a haunting and beautiful score by Francis Lai and with wonderful supporting performances by Gabrielle Tinti and Jill Ireland. This special edition includes both the 114-minute US cut and the 118-minute French cut. So, super rad. Stoked. Love Charles Bronson. Just kind of exploring a lot of his films through Kino Lorber, so that's awesome. Alright, next up we have one from Scream Factory, The Deadly Mantis. Finally getting my hands on this. Just some good 50s cheesy creature, sci-fi creature feature goodness. Shout's been putting out a lot of these movies lately, and I dig them, you know. A lot of first-time watches for me. I'm trying to open this, and it's giving me a hard time, but I think we got it. So yeah, this is another one that I have not seen. The Deadly Mantis from 1957. So yeah, I think a giant animatronic mantis creature feature from the 50s. Awesome, right? Stoked on that. What's worse than a horde of locusts? A gigantic man-eating praying mantis, released from 1,000,000 years of deep frozen sleep and ready to claw its way to world domination. Highly enjoyable, with enough drama and suspense to keep you interested from start to finish. One of the better monster movies from the 50s. Awesome. So stoked. I bet my dad will love that one too. Alright, and next up we have, I can't wait to check this out. So, I was going to grab the DVD because Jesse had it. It was available, Amazon, Jesse, whatever. But then Jesse was like, yeah, the Blu-ray's coming out. I think it's UK release, Region B. No, it's ABC, awesome. And so he was like, why don't you just wait for that? Or he didn't say that, but that's what I thought when he told me the Blu-ray's coming out. So I said, yeah, I'll just wait. And yeah, it took a couple weeks, but I'm so glad that I own this. It looks like a freaking head trip kind of. It reminds me of, God, the Dead, what is it? The Evil Within, the movie starring Michael Berryman and that child actor. The director died. I think he was a lifelong addict or something. Yeah, it was a crazy story. But this movie, just the weirdness of the imagery with the spider and stuff reminds me kind of that, The Evil Within. If you guys haven't seen The Evil Within, check it out. It's really good. But yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that film for whatever reason. But yeah. Possum is a stylish, unique, dark, and twisted tale. The film follows the story of a disgraced children's puppeteer who returns to his childhood home and is forced to confront his wicked stepfather and the secrets that have tortured him his entire life. The film features compelling performances from Sean Harris and Alan Armstrong, and original music by the legendary Radiophonic Workshop. Not familiar with that. A disturbing, curiously beautiful British horror exercise. And again, the imagery in this film just got me from day one. So, this is put out from Bulldog Film Distribution. Let's see if it's a BDR. It is not. It's a regular Blu-ray. So, rad. Stoked to check this one out. Possum is striking, frightening, brazenly bizarre, and will haunt you long after watching it. That's just what I like. So, awesome. Stoked on that one. And we have a couple more here. This is Takashi Miike's Terrorformers. I've never seen this movie before, but I am thrilled to check it out. Coming out very early from Arrow Video. Both Grindhouse DVD and Diabolik have this. So, if you want to get it early. Trying to open it. And so, yeah, I'm not really familiar with this one. I'm not the biggest Miike fan, I won't lie. It's not that I don't like him, I'm not. Asian horror is just strange to me. I don't know. I don't love it. But the ever prolific, but I always appreciate it, so I wanted to grab this, and I collect Arrow too. So, Takashi Miike, in the mid-21st century, humankind has been forced to look to colonizing other planets as a means of combating overcrowding on Earth. Their first stop, Mars, with a population of cockroaches having been introduced on Mars some 500 years prior to help prepare the way for human colonization. A manned mission sets out to the Red Planet with the aim of clearing away the bugs. Upon arrival, they discover that the roaches have evolved to huge, vicious creatures capable of wielding weapons. When is this movie from? 2016, huh? So this actually sounds good. It's based on the popular manga series of the same name. It doesn't. It sounds different for a Miike film. He doesn't usually do like creature features. I don't believe. This is the first one I've heard of. I could be wrong. I'm not a Miike expert by any means. But yeah, so I'm stoked to check this one out. There's your reversible cover artwork. There's some special features on here as well. You also get a booklet and the big clock card, which I don't own. I don't own that film. So, but you do get a mini booklet. First pressings always come with that. So rad. Stoked on that. And let's see, 2 more things. I'll save the best, in my opinion, for last. But I did grab Blood Hunger, the films of Jose Larraz. We have Whirlpool, The Coming of Sin, and Vampires. Vampires, I think, was released by Blue Underground. And it's a pretty good film. I enjoy it. It's not amazing, but I didn't like the remake. That was from more recent years. That was kind of weird. But I wanted to grab this because it's a limited edition Arrow Films release, and I've never seen the other. I haven't seen the other 2 films, Whirlpool and The Coming of Sin. So really nice box. There's your front. There's the back. And limited edition contents, 3 films by Jose Ramon Larraz. All newly restored in 2K from original film elements. English titles for the Deaf, Heart of Healing. 80-page perfect bound book featuring new writing on the films. Archival interview with Whirlpool composer Stelvio Ciprani. Whirlpool from 1970. Let's see. And there are special features that are tied to each one of these films. Chock full of them actually here. There's Whirlpool, Vampires, and The Coming of Sin. So there you go. And inside we have a really nice thick booklet, some stills from some of the movies, and again, I'm not the biggest. That's cool. There's blood covering the boob, so I think I'm good. I'm not the biggest Larraz expert, so like I said, 2 of these films I will be experiencing for the first time, but really cool, really nice write-ups on all the stuff. The Coming of Sin, you do have reversible cover artwork, which I kind of like. Violation of the Bitch, that's pretty cool. I'm actually going to, so that's probably the alternate title. I actually dig that just a little bit more than The Coming of Sin, so we're going to go with that. Very Kino, very Kino-esque, I think. The color palette on that, but perhaps the most unclassifiable of all the entries in the film, in this director's filmography, La Vanista is a sex and violence fueled fever dream that owns as much of the filmmaker's earlier psychosexual thrillers as it does to the surrealist work of the likes of Walarian Borowczyk, I don't know, the dude who did like those other movies. Beast, Immoral Tales, I think, and one other. The other one's pretty big too. Oh, something Beast, right? Not Beauty and the Beast. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, doesn't matter. Released originally in the UK under the much more exploitative title Violation of the Bitch. The Coming of Sin sees superstitious gypsy girl Triana coming to stay at a remote country home of solitary artist Lorna. While the pair quickly establish a sensuous relationship, Triana continues to be haunted by a recurring nightmare in which she's assaulted by a naked young man on horseback. She fears a dreadful outcome should this nightmare become reality. Shot by Larraz in his native Spain in '78, following the death of military dictator Francisco Franco, The Coming of Sin has been released in multiple versions over the years, from a heavily cut UK print to an Italian version with hardcore inserts. Now, with this brand new restoration from Arrow Video, Larraz fans can at last enjoy the original unalterated version of this beguiling erotic masterpiece, fully uncut. Awesome. So that's that. Then we have, of course, the classic Vampires. Oh, there's the phone, sorry. I kind of dig that cover artwork. And,
Call from Bellimer INC.
I dig that too, though. It's pretty rad. Tough call on these. I don't know. This one, I think I'm going to go with the opposite. I don't know. I like them both, but I kind of like that. It's very Arrow. Alright, set against the moody, misty backdrop of rural England, Vampires sees a pair of beautiful young bisexual vampires, Fran and Miriam, stalking the quiet country roads in search of fresh male victims to lure back to their crumbling Gothic mansion. But when Fran decides to keep her latest prey, a handsome stranger, Ted, on as her lover, and the pair of overly curious holidaymakers set up camp in the house's grounds, the vampire's grisly way of life comes under threat. In contrast to the similarly fang-themed but ultimately toothless Dracula films which preceded it, Vampires opts to put everything that its lurid premise promises right up there on the screen, complete with blood-spattered origins and gushing throat wounds, a fact which has no doubt helped ensure its place as one of the most celebrated horror films of the 70s. I don't know about all that, but it's a good film. There we go. So, yeah. Good film. And then, last but not least, I've never seen this, Whirlpool. Although, it sounds very familiar. Did somebody else put this out? Let's see what we get for reversible cover artwork. And it's kind of lame. So we're going to just stick with this. Definitely my least fave of the three, as far as the cover artwork goes. Not that is the most, could be the best film. I've never seen it. Whirlpool. Let's see. 19 something? No year on this, just the package design. Oh, 70s. 1970. It's his debut feature, swirling, terrifying descent into a vortex of depravity and murder. Former Penthouse Pet of the Month, Vivian Neves, plays Tulia, a beautiful young model who receives, that's a beautiful name, Tulia, an invitation to escape the hustle and bustle of swinging London for a quiet weekend in the country. Love those plots. But there's, or not plots, you know what I mean, plots. But there's something distinctly unsettling about her two hosts, brooding young photographer Theo and his middle-aged Aunt Sarah, and the fact that their previous house guest, the equally young nubile Rhonda, appears to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. It's also released theatrically in the UK as She Died with Her Boots On. It's in a heavily cut version. We now have original US theatrical cut, newly restored in 2K from its original. Whirlpool. Awesome. Stoked. So, that is the films of Blood Hunger, the films of Jose Larraz. Jose Ramon Larraz. And Arrow killing it as usual with all the goodies packed in the box. The nice booklet, the 3 films, the J card, the hard box. It's just beautiful era for physical media collectors, as I've said so many times before. I'm trying to get that open, and very Indicator-esque with the bottom like that. These things kind of annoy me because they slip off a lot, but they do make it very beautiful. So, awesome. And last, but certainly not least, I didn't think I was ever going to get this because I heard that out of all 3 of these, like cover ABC of this media book particular media book, this is the one that sold out the fastest. And I ended up paying a good amount for it, but I am so happy I did because, sorry guys, there it is. We have Silent Night, Deadly Night media book. So stoked. This is put out by Anolis. I've never heard of that. Diabolikdvd. I guess that's maybe the cover to number 2. I'm not going to have to, I can't talk about this movie. It's been, you know, beaten to death. It's not even the Christmas season, but I had to get this for my collection because it is a film that I love very much. And I am going to open it. Let's take a look-see inside. Beautiful little J card, or J cover, whatever you want to call it. Nice glossy cover, and I like how they shout out Shout Factory too in the top corner. So they must have gotten some of the features, I think, and maybe the transfer itself from Shout, but crispy imagery. It's just a 1-disc set. That's rad. So cool. Beautiful media book. I'd say if you're like an avid fan of this film and collector of media books, pick this up. Otherwise, the Shout Factory release, I'm sure, is just fine. But yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy to have this. So yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night on German media book. Such a beautiful cover. I love it so much. I hate to like block out the tits, but I don't want to get in trouble. I don't even know like if this is it's a drawing technically. Is that allowed on YouTube or not? But you guys get the picture. Beautiful. All right, that's it. That's my update. Thank you to Diabolikdvd for always sending me the goodness. All right, peace. Have a great weekend.